you have to have a little bit of a lesson on history to understand where the Cold War comes from. The Cold War actually started almost immediately at the end of World War II, which was in August 1945. Yeah. At the end of the war, when the war was over, Germany was divided among the United States, France, English, and Russia, divided into 4 zones. Thanks to some of our people in Washington. Russia wound up with Berlin, which is the capital of Germany. That was in the Russian zone. Well, they called it East Germany, but that was a Russian possession. And not too long after that, well, actually I was there, it was during the Korean War, Russia started sword rattling, and they blockaded Berlin. They would let nobody have no access to Berlin. American troops, see, the city of Berlin was divided into 4 sections too. The city was, and they had the main gate going into the city of the Linderhof or something like that gate. They barricaded that thing, and it was called the Berlin Blockade. And of course, the Americans still had troops there, but then they sent them over there by the tens of thousands, thinking that Russia was fixing to invade Europe again to take the whole German nation. And I was in Germany when the Berlin blockade took place. But anyway, that was the beginning of the Cold War, and it lasted some on until Ronald Reagan said, "Mr. Khrushchev, you take that wall down." That was basically the end of the Cold War. But that was throughout the Korean and Vietnam War. It was almost, Korean and Vietnam War. It was, what, I guess it lasted 50 years long. From the end of World War II till, I don't know when the wall fell, but it was in the 90s, I guess.
What do you remember about it, Granny? Tell me about it. You remember the Cold War? Do you remember the Red Scare?
Oh, yes.
Tell me about it. Speak up a little bit, too.
About the missiles in Cuba?
Cuban Missile Crisis, yeah.
Yeah, that. Everybody thought we was going to have a world war, but John F. Kennedy stood up and told them to get those missiles out.
Blockaded Cuba. Anybody can come within this blockade, we don't sink the ship.
Yeah, and they got them out. So they called their bluff, and they got them out. And so we avoided catastrophe.
A nuclear war.
Yeah.
Only by an inch. Tell him about the cave. The cave.
What? We was going to go to a cave?
Yes.
Tell me, Granny. It's all going to be edited out. You can tell me.
We was ready to go in a cave.
We had water and everything in a cave. We went climbing the cave and had it all staked out because at the time this was going on, the attack was imminent. The Russians were steaming toward Cuba with a nuclear warhead. See, they had the weapon, the missiles up, but didn't have a warhead. And so the United States started steaming toward Russia and said, when we meet, we're going to sink you. You either turn back, or if we catch you, we're going to sink you. And so it looked like, nuclear war might break out any instant. And we done made all these preparations. We was really ready to go underground. And this was John Kennedy of 62, I guess.
Yeah, that's probably we changed it.
Yeah, it's in 62, October. You ever seen that video, Missiles of October, that movie? That's what it's all about.
Okay.
It was scary times, I'll tell you what. That was absolutely scary times.
Tell me about the civil rights movement. Both of you just equally take turns, discuss the civil rights movement. Was this before or after the Cuban Missile Crisis, or just during the same time?
This was after.
Discuss that.
After
One of you can take that, and then one of you can tell me about John F. Kennedy getting shot. Whichever y'all want to do. Who do y'all want to talk about?